Well, we've come to the end of week 2. This week's been quite busy. I can see from many of the comments that are coming through that there's a lot of content that we've covered for you. Partly my interest of some of the gadgets. We've gone through screen resolutions and what we might use things for, and this concept of flow that's created some discussion online. We had a very successful, I think, Google Hangout, so our thanks go out to Simon, Rasheen, Russell, and Paul over in Australia. And it was interesting from the comments I've seen online about the way in which Russell from Barclaycard talked about proposition, distribution and experience. That's clearly touched a nerve with some. In addition to covering some of the technical aspects or the gadgety type stuff that I like, we've also heard from Rebecca in terms of digital ownership and assets online, and that certainly from the feedback I've read for this week has made a lot of people think about who owns what, under what circumstances, and what happens if all these companies cease to exist. One particular comment I liked is, what happens when I die? What happens to my information? What happens to what is essentially part of my estate or my identity? And I don't have the answer to that. We've also got 2 exercises ongoing this week, so I urge you to pop online and complete my little exercise, a little questionnaire, just for a bit of fun really, and we'll see the results on Monday. So we're going to have a busy weekend once the questionnaire closes. Also, the research that Julia is carrying out and the diaries that she would like you to keep. Next week we're going to be looking at some of the analytics elements, and I'm doing a little piece covering bits and pieces of software, and there's a download of the sorts of things I use on my iPad. There has been some feedback in terms of more of the practicalities of doing this digital stuff. So for information as much as anything else, I'm standing here in the second bedroom of my house filming on my own stuff. I've got 3 lights set up. I've got a lapel mic that I'm wearing, the cost of which is fairly reasonable actually, not expensive in my opinion. The camera's worth a little bit more money, again something that I felt was a bit of fun, and I'm also recording it on my HTC phone in the corner of the room so you can see some of the setup. There's nothing particularly spectacular about this, and I think is highly accessible to many, and you see lots of YouTube videos that are shot in a very similar fashion. Also next week we'll be looking at some of the privacy issues that surround digital marketing, and ironically there are quite a few people that initially I was going to thank for your contributions on FutureLearn, but I have been told, because FutureLearn is a closed system in terms of privacy, I'm not allowed to say your names because this video may be going out onto YouTube, which is public domain. Lastly, before I sign off, I just want to send a fun message to Studio of Things, who have rightly reminded me in a very polite way that striped shirts don't always go, so I've done my best to find a checkered one for this week. And to some extent it does show the timing of this recording, because it is roughly 3 on Friday UK time, and I'm running out of time to get this on the FutureLearn website by 7 o'clock. So enjoy next week, have some fun, and I look forward to the comments.